Surprise, we're not dead. Welcome back to the Gamer's Tale. I'm Trent Ganner. I'll be your dungeon master for the evening. After a month's hiatus, the Gamer Tale is finally back to being online. My internet has been crap. We finally got it fixed. Then I go on a trip. It's been crazy. I'm once again joined by Lee the Tech Priest, and everyone else bailed, so we won't mention them. Tonight we'll be talking about Anthem, Call of Duty, and maybe some Far Cry 5 if we get to that, because the Tech Priest has informed me he's been living under a rock for the last who knows how long, and I only just have been paying average attention to E3 and all that horrible goodness that was their presentation.
I was going to say, is it living under a rock if it's very, very intentional? After the past 3 botched Far Cries, I'm just hardly excited about something where I'm going to take 37 steps into the brush, get mauled by, 18 deer, a feral squirrel, and the entire state of Montana high on meth.
Oh, hey. If you live under the rock, whether it's intentional or not, you're still living under a rock. I should know. I have a very sizable rock I live under. But yeah. So just get the monstrosity that is Call of Duty out of the way. It looks fun. They emphasized that they're going to bring sniping back, so I'm sure everyone's blood pressure is going to raise from that. Because, World War II. You get flamethrowers, so that's nice. Overall, I think it feels like Call of Duty is trying to rip off Battlefield 1, despite the fact that it's a World War off. Because they stated that, yes, while you do get a pistol, you can get a melee weapon of an entrenching shovel, knife, blah, 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 but it replaces your pistol and you can have whatever primary weapon it is. They did bring back shooting range, so you can test out whether to see if your crazy setup's actually crap or not with your friends, not just by yourself. So I foresee a lot of team killing.
Almost like that's 3/4 of what happens on the internet.
Oh, it reminds me. Last night I was playing games with my brother, and he was in my squad, and he's just getting into the game. I'm just getting into the game, but I take the things a bit quicker. I jump over. He's coming behind a wall. I jump over the wall because we're moving toward the same position. He shoots me in the back, like no hesitation, thinking I'm an enemy. It's like, oh my god, really? Thanks, bro. Thanks.
Honestly, I don't know if you saw they're now offering the Modern Warfare remastered by itself.
That's smart of them.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, I should get that. And then I thought about the days and weeks and years of my life wasted playing that game, and it's like, no, I should not.
Well, yesterday the Steam sales ended, and before that I checked out. I saw Arma 3 was cheap, like $5 cheap, or $10 cheap, and then I also saw that the Stalker series was about $10. I thought, I don't want my crappy rigs to die underneath these circumstances. Me trying to see if these actually work, and I don't want to waste any more of my life with any new games. And despite the fact that I would probably love Arma 3, I have my free funds set up for other things that I'd actually like to get that I might use more beneficially on a daily basis than slaughtering pixels, which I can do for free, like, for the stuff that I downloaded recently. And it's like, why you do this to me, Steam? Why?
I got for Steam. They got me for Doom and a couple other indie games because it's only $3, and by the time you put the 27th one in the cart, it's like, oh god, oh my bank account. And
yeah.
Because I know me, I'm not going to touch half of them.
Well, I'm very selective. There's only games that I've actually purchased that I don't really like for the old PS2, where because PS2 was dying like 3 years after the PS4 start was announced or something, and PS3 was starting to die. So we just started buying up all the cheap games that came out with there. So there's a bunch of not really indie titles, but definitely off the beaten path ones, most of which are crap. And I will probably never play Nobunaga's Ambition ever again because I don't want to leave my PlayStation on for like 6 hours, hoping it doesn't die because it takes heavy graphics like old computers take new games. Yeah, no, that doesn't work.
Yeah, hypothetically, we may have burned up some PlayStations during my time in Florida because there was 12 of us in a set of a couple rooms, and hypothetically, we would leave things running for very extended periods of time because, that's totally a great idea.
Yeah. The sad thing is I actually have a decent sized or had a decent sized PS2 that one of my relatives gave me. Only problem was it had been sitting for like 3 to 4 years in one of my aunt and uncle's houses who are heavy smokers. So the thing smells like it's probably just smoked a pack a day for like the last 6 years and would not work at all, despite the fact that I cleaned it out and it still smelled like smoke for about 3 weeks.
That's actually impressive. Well done. Well done.
Why is it? It's like, okay, I am the most impressive individual you will ever meet, but it's all for bad reasons involving internet and video games.
Happens.
That's true. Anyway, back to Call of Duty. It does. They said they included a bayonet rush, but the way they described it made it sound like you take the next 3 steps double time rather than just hoping to stab someone and doing the bonsai charges of Battlefield 1. So it's not like they're ripping anyone off. That's an unheard of concept.
Yeah. They would never do that.
Yeah. I mean, if someone gave me a PS4 and that as the only game, I would play it. I would have no qualms with a free game. I mean, who here would? Whoever tell me a gamer who would not accept a free game and a free console.
Honestly, I think at this point, like I would take it, but I've not. Hell, my PlayStation is my Netflix machine.
Then again, we can get we're gonna get meta here, but it seems like PlayStation and YouTube are trying to hedge DirecTV and satellite providers out of the entire picture and just go with internet providers and them as your sole form of entertainment.
In a lot of ways, Xbox is doing the same. At the end of the day, it's one of those things of it is what it is. Fingers crossed somebody stops charging me for bandwidth because that's the big thing. We have Cox down here, and they're going to be charging for bandwidth over a terabyte a month. Yeah. So if you're like, my household, it's very possible. A game is 60 gigs at the slot. For a AAA title.
Yeah. Speaking of non-AAA titles, have you ever played Argo? Because they've been trying to push that on me with ads after a few of my searches.
No, I haven't.
Really? They claim it's a free game that you can download. It recommends 20 gigs of hard drive space. But it apparently just takes the Arma 3 maps and puts you in smaller scenarios with 5 to 10 man teams versus each other with pretty much a very scaled down version of Arma.
I think in a lot of ways that works very well. I really truly enjoy the hell out of Arma. But my God, the maps, like if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna run around.
forever.
Yeah, forever with no idea what's going on.
Yeah, the scale of maps is something I've had to get used to with Battlefield 2, which is the recent game I've been losing my life to. It's fantastic, though.
Yeah, I really do enjoy the Battlefields.
Good thing about it is that it's free. And they have a private server called Alien Anal Probe.
I got nothing. I'm not even going to ask questions.
Where all your probing needs are met is their tagline. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I got nothing. The internet's a horrible place.
Do you want to join in on the server someday?
No, I'm quite all right.
Come on, I'm trying to recruit you. It's free. All you have to do is sell your soul to the game.
I was gonna say, it's been a very, very long time since since I played Battlefield 2. 2007?
So just after 2142 came out.
Yeah, though I at the time I was a console peasant, so I didn't even get to really play 2142.
I missed the PC Master Race console quote unquote wars of race. I've kind of missed them.
Yeah, I honestly, in a lot of ways, I think it's just half the fun because people get so pissy.
There's several pages where it's like, we don't care what you play on PC, PS4, Xbox. We're all gamers here. It's like, most people think that, or they lie about it.
Oh,
and I think there's very few people who are literally just like, you play Xbox or you play PS4 or you play PC, you're the scum of the earth. That's for politics, not for games. Especially with cross compatibility now.
And the cross compatibility is definitely an interesting one. I'm curious how far they can push it. I think in a lot of ways you're going to really have problems with a lot of the shooters and larger maps because
PC Master Race.
Well, draw distance, frame rate, all of this stuff. So you're either going to have to artificially throttle all basically artificially throttle all the PC guys, or sorry, yeah, sorry, console guys, you can only see half the distance of your PC brethren.
Yeah. I was just thinking that some people are saying, "Oh, we're getting 60 frames per second on our consoles." I'm thinking, on my crap computer, I was happy to get 30.
Yeah, and that's been a thing for a while, but it is what it is.
I would take 30 right now because all the ones I got on the games I actually want to play, other than the free ones I just downloaded, they're 12 years old, are like 5 to 2 frames a second. Yeah. Would I still manage to get a kill during the 5 frames a second one, though, which I found really odd.
Oh, speaking of games you played, I don't know if you saw War Thunder has rolled into beta their naval matches.
I did, and I'm thinking, screw you, War Thunder, because I can't play you, and I want to.
The thing that kind of bugs me is you have to. I think it's like $30 or $40 that you have to pay to be able to play the naval.
I did not hear about that one.
Yeah, I will. Obviously, I tried.
Try to get in.
Yeah, you know me, and that's my shit.
You should have been playing it 1 or 2 years ago around the time for the April Fool's prank that they had, which was join the Russian bias brigade or something like that.
Yeah,
they actually had a beta that everyone could play of naval warfare, but it was in the time of sail. So you're running around with a single boat of buccaneers and a row of cannon on either side, just blowing the hell out of everyone else, doing normal stuff you do with tanks, only you got the power of the wind behind you, so it's all green energy.
No, I'm not about that Age of Sail life. Not at all.
It was actually quite funny because people were trying to figure out the stuff, but the mechanics are almost exactly the same as Sly 3's naval mechanics, for lack of a better term. Only it looked better, and it wasn't a thieving raccoon driving the boat.
I honestly, the War Thunder naval looks like a lot of fun. It looks very, very realistic. More so than like World of Warships. But in a lot of ways, I'm not sure how much that's gonna help it be playable. But if it's going into the 50s, we're gonna actually have an opportunity to use some good old missiles, and the starts of the Korean War era, which should be a lot of fun.
Well, I would assume they would, because they extend that far in both the aircraft and tank trees. They have Vietnam era tanks and jets. So it makes sense that they would reach that far.
I think they're having a hard time, from the little bit I was looking at, like their projected goals. I think they're having a hard time because once you start getting into the Vietnam era for the naval, it becomes, oh, I got a radar blip. Fuck you, radar blip. Missiles away.
Well, they've already been adding rockets and guided missiles since I was forcibly removed from that because of my rigs. That they were having everyone have rockets and guided missiles within the trees for tanks.
And the issue is, at least for tanks, you have visual cover. For the naval side of things, I don't have visual cover. I have the horizon. Congratulations, guys. Like, oh, there's a plane up, and we're all dead.
Well, either you're going to have to make the maps unbelievably huge, bigger than the 5 miles I think they said one of the maps was, or, hey, we have ICBMs.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just War Thunder, nuclear warfare.
What was that one game you said you always play on your birthday and hate yourself for?
Oh, DEF CON.
Mm.
Yeah, that's one of those. DEF CON is not good for me because suddenly I start. There's actually a couple Minuteman missile silos out here, and I've toured one. They're a lot of fun. I want to take it over and start some shit every time I play DEF CON.
Oh man, yeah. But even going back to the range of cover that you get with the fields, one of the things that they showed for guided missile was getting the missile to curve over some of the hills that you would normally have some safety with in the classical War Thunder, I guess. So it seems like while they're advancing the technology you have available to you, I'm actually wondering if War Thunder is slowly killing itself with the advent of all the rocketry and getting farther and farther ahead in the warfare spectrum, for lack of a better term.
Honestly, I think a lot of it is really hard to game balance, especially as we look at a tiered system. If you're rolling tiers 7, 8, 9, and 10 together, or 8, 9, and 10, we see a lot of issues with like World Warships. I've got a level 8, a tier 8, a couple tier 8s. And it's either great because I'm playing against tier 6s and 7s, and I'm like, yeah, suck it. Or I'm with 9s and 10s, and I'm scurrying to the closest piece of cover I can find, taking pot shots. Like, I'm not tanking anything because it hurts and it makes me cry.
What it reminds me of, I got a free, and they kept giving me the same free Russian tank over and over again. It was tier 4, or close to 5, and it was the only one I had, so I could, of course, took it for a spin because I got free for a day. And get a couple kills with it. I got 2 to 3 tier 2s, tier 3. No, it was tier 2s at the time of the old T-34s, backing it up. And of course, this is just arcade. I get aced out of my free tank, and I go on to get 4 to 5 kills with my T-34. That's like 2 to 3 tiers below the tanks in the area, just because I know the T-34, because I've been playing it for a while up to that point, and I have shaped charges that will screw up your day if they go into anywhere and pierce any of your armor on a Russian tank. Yeah, fantastic. I think we've got a bit far afield with what it is, but it is random this time. Getting back to one of the ones I actually really would like to talk to is the upcoming game Anthem. First of all, it looks beautiful. It's based off of some... I have no idea what it's based off of, but it says it's supposed to be more like Star Wars rather than Mass Effect, because it's made by the same company. And they deal with a group of mercenaries who have exosuits, and hence that you will have multiple exosuits depending on your playstyle and the mission style. And you're hired to go out and explore and retrieve things from this massive world, whether it's Earth or not, I do not know. And they have hostile wildlife, unexplored maps, and of course the ever so present gather quests. The thing about this is that I really like the way it looks, and I really want it to do well, but I'm going to have to wait to 2018 in order to find out exactly how well it does, and if I actually have anything to play it with by that time, because it looks to be a fabulous adventure. Pretty much it looks like every concept of an MMORPG that I could think of for the last 10 years that I wanted, only now we have the technology in order to achieve it. And this is the problem that I have is it going to live up to expectations like For Honor didn't? Because I really want to play that. I still want to play that. I think people who were excited for it, who got into it, still want to play with For Honor. But will the people who make it screw it up? Will it fall flat on its face? Will it implode? Will there be microtransactions? Are there microtransactions the future of gaming? We can't know, but I would like to explore ideas what we hope for Anthem, and other than it not sucking, because that's always a risk to run when dealing with a new game. So, Lee.
Yes to whatever you said. No, I won't be spending $60 on it.
Okay, so Anthem is, just to give a quick rundown, because Lee was technically off-screen more than usual. Anthem, you're a bounty hunting mercenary or something of the sort. You get series of exosuits, or you have pretty much, you wear the Millennium Falcon.
Okay, sorry, I didn't put the name to the preview trailers. Like most open world, very large scale games, I worry that it's going to get really stupid really fast. Oh, hey, it's the same building I saw a mile back there.
Yeah.
This focus on really large maps, I think, often impacts gameplay in a negative way.
Mm-hmm. Have we frozen? Okay. No, you just had the weird pause voice you get. Yeah. Supposedly the map is not fully fledged out, so you have to forge ahead and be, No Man's Sky pioneering in an exosuit. Yeah, that sounds like something I would like to do.
And I agree, but just like No Man's Sky, or like we talked about with Arma, if you don't know where you're going, the tendency to just like hit the forward stick for 3.5 hours because there's nothing fucking here. It takes a very skilled development team to make these super large maps work.
Yeah. Another thing that they said they'd be adding are extremely hostile wildlife, raiders, and something called, I want to say forge storms? Not forge storms. Shaper storms. Whatever the hell that means. It says, oh yeah, they look like they fly into a giant ball of lightning. Well, does that ball of lightning take me somewhere else, or does it just make my life hell? I mean, just being to jump in on a guy's party because he's my friend, which they said was part of the system. Sounds really awesome. All the stuff that they have and all the stuff, the visually stimulating things that they had. It's like, oh, these sound great. All these things sound like the things I want, but will it work in practice? Is, of course, the ever-present question.
You know, like when we first went live, joking about, oh, it's Far Cry, and I took 37 steps into the woods. I thought, 4 endangered animals and the state of Montana. That's the issue I think we run into with a lot of these games, is balancing the correct amount of random encounters with the correct amount of empty space.
Yeah.
I'm playing through Fallout 4 again, and one of my biggest complaints, I can't walk 3.5. Yeah, I can't walk a block without running into a 40 deep super mutant lair. Wait, why there's more people in this super mutant lair than there is in any town put together.
Well, it's because they had to go underground because of the fallout.
And then another 3 blocks down the street, there's another super mutant lair. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I've killed more fucking super mutants than there are people in the wasteland. And yet, oh hey, more super mutants. Oh, they keep coming back. Are super mutants rabbits? Do they spawn with fucking rocket launchers and, leotards? Is that it? Yes, I realize it's a game, but it just shows that balancing the random encounters and the map sizes is really important.
Yeah. Well, another thing that they were introducing was that the use of the jetpack and swimming and jumping from your place of business, for lack of a better term, out into the unknowns. Like, okay, are they hinted either it's on a huge mountain or they're in floating around in the air? It's like, okay, that's what the problems, or the old problems you would get with like classical RuneScape start to crop up, which made it a lot of fun. It's like, okay, I just got a bunch of awesome drops. Am I going to make it back to base before I die? Which just happens to be 40 actual miles away on foot.
Also known as Arma syndrome, when your helicopter goes down and you fucking survive, and suddenly you're 70 miles from anything, and you're like, wow, I should have just died. You're looking at the barrel of the gun and your W key going, okay, which one's going to hurt less? Hold this W key for fucking, the next 2 hours until my dude gets somewhere that somebody in a vehicle can pick me up? Or do I just self-select?
Yeah. It may not be as bad because of the whole jetpack thing, but are we going to give them unlimited jetpacks? Is there going to be anything in the environment that causes us not to be able to use their jetpacks? Do I have unlimited fuel shoved up my ass for some reason? Because that would be interesting.
Congratulations, Trent. You've got a fuel enema, and it's going to do wonders for you.
Yeah. Don't need a jetpack then, do I?
No, you don't. But no, it raises the valid question of balancing all this stuff. And I think Ghost Recon did a pretty all right job with it. Wildlands, but one of those. They're in the minority there.
Yeah. Speaking of Ghost Recon, it just triggered one of the hints that they were having that there might be another Splinter Cell. I thought, I have not heard of Splinter Cell in like a decade.
Yeah, it's been Chaos Theory, Double Agent. Oh, I don't remember what the hell. Anyways, yeah, it could be done right. I could enjoy it.
Oh yeah. The last Splinter Cell title I think I heard of was on Xbox, PS2. That's exactly how long it's been that I don't actually remember what it is. But I do find it amusing that your suppressed pistol fires like these titanium rings to knock people out. It's like,
Don't question it.
How does that work?
The last Splinter Cell, I got curious about it because just like you, I couldn't remember the last one. Was Blacklist, and it came out in 2013.
What?
Yeah,
It doesn't seem like it was entirely too long ago.
It came out for next gen.
Why didn't we hear about this?
Well, I mean, 2013. I'm sure I did 4 years ago.
I don't even remember that. Huh.
I think I played it. I just don't really.
Of course, in 2013, I still had dial-up internet.
Your unreliable data pigeon was not helping you at all.
No, that thing ran like a truck. It was solid 26.4 all the time, except when it was down. That was about 9.6 kilobytes a second, and it ran continually, and it was really awesome. And we can't reuse it because of modem problems and things like that. But yeah. It made me read more because I couldn't actually watch any videos. The bonus of that is that all the wiki sites that I went to, it killed all the ads, so I didn't have to listen to random catches of violence and people on roller coasters. So there were some perks.
I was going to say, you're making a really compelling case for going back to dial-up.
I know. But yes, it was a pain in my ass. Yes, I read more, and yes, it made me the way I am today, whether that's good or bad. But I like being able to watch videos and not have to wait 8 hours for a 3-minute video or a 5-minute video.
Yeah.
Literally, like, start 8 in the morning, and then sometime after 6, I have the entire video that I could play. Oh. Now it takes 5 minutes.
Yeah. As I pull you out of my ear. No, yeah, it's definitely one of those ye oldie days. And I remembered I was overseas during 2013. There's a really good chance I didn't play this. Which is really sad. But no, what's next on our end? Sorry, getting back to a new Splinter Cell. It wouldn't surprise me. You figure there was the most recent Ghost Recon before Wildlands came out in 2012?
So roughly the same era.
2012, 2010, somewhere in there. That I've got about a 6-year period there that just kind of blurs together.
It does. It's like, I actually think I remember playing, it was either Black Hawk Down or one of the very early Battlefields on the demo consoles in Walmart, where they had up the neck hurting angle, where you just stand there and start losing feeling in all your body as you cheaped out a bunch of games. They're only about 5 minutes of gameplay each, but you
Yeah,
played the exact same demo over and over again because you couldn't afford it.
I don't miss those days at all. Like I really oh really really don't miss those days of like you walk away and it's like your neck just hurts for the next 6 hours.
Yeah. I think the exercise you were getting.
No, think about the neck damage.
Of course, at that time, most of the time when I was doing that, I was probably smaller than 4 feet. So I was like, I don't know, 8, 9,
Oh
10,
yeah,
something
and
like that.
and that's exactly like if I want to go back as an adult, I'm almost looking it in the eyes. As a child, you're craning your neck up at a 180-degree angle.
Heck, Jack 3 was still new when I was doing that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna date myself with what I was playing as a child. Um, Mostly because I can't remember. Actually, I do definitely remember when like Walmart got their first GameCubes. And it's like, oh,
GameCube.
this controller is so cool and so modern. And now you pick it up and it's like, this is a piece of shit. What was I thinking?
I've never really thought of that because I always have the idyllic vision of GameCube because we would go over like every like 4 or 5 years, end up over in one of my cousin's places, and he still runs the GameCube and I think the N64, and we would play Super Smash Brothers on it, and it's like these are good times. Yeah, it may take me 4 to 5 years to get back here and game with you, but we're playing Super Smash Brothers. It doesn't matter. Uh, had,
Oh yeah. Good times, good times.
yeah, and you had to plug in 4 controllers into one machine, and it actually had the jacks for it.
My wireless, bro.
I know I'm going to have to eventually give in to the wireless craze, but I've always liked the wired controller because I don't have to buy batteries or a charging station for it.
I'm kind of right there with you, to be honest. I prefer wired on everything, and the fact that my PlayStation controllers are, the PlayStation's 30 foot across the room, and B, you know, oh hey, it died. Of course, when I least want to get up.
Oh yeah, it was this week. I was gaming with my brother again, and another time when I was gaming, we've had our wireless mouses die in the midst of what we were doing. It's like I'm moving, but I can't look anywhere.
There's a reason I run a wired mouse, because yeah, it's definitely happened.
Yeah, we got these things for cheap before everything else. Anyway, ah, so we already dissed Call of Duty, Far Cry 5, and we have dismally tarnished our expectations for Anthem. Do we want to revisit anything?
Um, 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 um I'm still playing a little bit of Rising Storm Vietnam, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. Um, the beta is pretty well done. They've got a good balance of large map, small map. I would like to see a little bit more refinement in the visuals and the engine, but I think they've managed to do what games like Squad and Arma aim to do with very large maps that still feel very interconnected. Um, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think that's a decent note to end on. Well, it's been our first time back in forever, it feels like, and this was a shorter one. We probably were supposed to have more people on, but hey, stuff happens. We'll catch you next time, whenever that may be. Go. guarding against random internet outages and life. So, without further ado, cool music plays as the lights go down.